Alright, so as you guys know, I'm Keith, and I'm working with Matt and Mary on the Starcraft1AI project. And so first thing I want to go over is what we've worked on so far. And we've implemented 5 things in our project. We've implemented a pheromone trail, which is used for units avoiding local maximum so they can get around certain things. And the reason why we had to do that was we couldn't use the default A-star algorithm because it would override our potential field, which is the next thing we implemented. And the potential field is basically just something that would allow units to move without having to hardcode the behavior. They can respond to general strategies, or general things that happen in the game. We've also implemented a micro attack strategy, so each unit assesses its best choice based on certain criteria and picks one that they want to attack. We've also implemented an AI unit commander, which basically sets up general squad tactics for the entire set of units. And last, we've included some telemetric data to track our things over each game, so we can improve on it going forward. And it also helps debugging when we run into problems. So the first thing let's talk about is the pheromone trail. And as I mentioned before, we can't use the A-star algorithm because it'll override something else. And it's really strong for getting us around units. So if units are blocking a person's path, they know how to avoid the units, but also find another way of going around without having to use the A-star. So it's quite fast. The next thing is the potential fields. And over here you can see that we put some debug text around to say the strength of the field around them. So friendly units would, they don't want to be too close to the friendly units. We have a radius of how far these fields affect them. Enemy units would be a negative. If the enemy unit has a stronger weapon, you don't want to get as close to them. If it's certain terrain, you don't want to get too close to the edge of the map, or you want to be on higher ground. And also, there's a potential for goals, which is where they want to head to. So ultimately, they're always trying to move closer to things while avoiding other things. Next is some enemy target selection, and some of the things that we used to help them choose which target was best was determining how much HP the enemy had remaining, how close they were to the center of their group. If they were straggling by themselves, maybe that's a better target to go after so you can flank them. And just a few other things like how much damage they do. Maybe kill off the best unit first who does the most damage. And lastly, you kind of saw this on the last previous slides, but it was basically printing out some of the things that we had, keeping track of their cooldown over time. One of the things that we had problems with earlier on was having them off cooldown for too long. We're trying to assess why this was happening. So by storing that kind of data, we were able to improve upon it. Here's just a list of other things that we've used it for. So the AI unit commander kind of solved it. Individual units would run off by themselves or run too fast, and so the AI unit commander kind of helps set up a general formation, helps them stick together, and also analyzes state-based spells. So if we're losing, maybe retreat a little bit if we want to go in, or when we're ready to attack, or everyone's position, and then go in for the kill. And also analyzes kind of the world conditions of their own units and other units to help make these decisions. And so we're going to go ahead and demonstrate that right now. And who was the volunteer? Do you want to do it? Okay. You're going to have to come on this side, and so it's going to be networked against me and Matt, and so. So hopefully this goes well. We're going to run 2 tests. The first one is the dragoons, and the second, so it's going to be 12v12 dragoons, and the second one we're going to run is 12v12 vultures. Right there. This is going to run so that everyone can see in class what's going on. I'm not going to run off this one. Is there a way? What's the button to make the screen bigger on Surface? So I can't push the 2 times now, but I guess this is okay for in terms of size. Alright, go ahead and go ahead. And there's still a few problems with it, but hopefully it'll be interesting. It'll at least look interesting. Hopefully it looks like a real person's playing it. That's what the goal we went for. This is without the debug text being drawn, right? Okay. So at the beginning, we can see the AI unit commander is trying to line up his units. So, and the 2 players start on opposite sides of the map, so that they create a kind of good formation, and you don't get too close to the units as they're forming it. Next, they're going to just prepare. I don't know. Matt, what was the logic as to why they're moving right now? Yeah, you just want to go fight them now. So as soon as they see it, you'll see them suddenly target these. Oh, let me move this around because I had to do that. So we can see what's going on. So you can see they're kind of surrounding the enemy, trying to keep a good formation going, attack the units that are weakest. So over here you can see kind of keeping general formation. I don't know why they got it in the second, the guy in the back, but.
Yeah, I'm dead.
Yeah, sure. So, yeah. All right, and then we'll run more of the vultures. All right, so this one kind of has a little. I like vultures because they move a little faster, and sometimes they kind of can swarm in and out, but depends on his strategy of how he approaches them. So they'll kind of start off with the same behavior. The AI unit manager will take command and try to line them up into what he feels is good formation. If you get there before he's ready, let's see what happens. You already got them lined up. So over here, let me make sure I can watch what's going on. So these guys are kind of moving back. Oh, I think you might actually have gotten a good formation. Yeah, you pushed them out of their spot, so looks like you're doing well on this one. Ugh.
Just auto attack.
Just auto attack on that. Yeah, we pushed their center really strong. So I mean, that one, of course, we've been working on a little less because it's not included inside the actual. It's not one of the actual competitions, but we just wanted to test and see how it goes. But, all right, cool. Thanks. Good job. So that's what all we have in terms of demonstrations right now.
So AI easily beaten by moderately experienced Starcraft player.
He planned for it. He didn't want to embarrass him too much, right?
Yeah. We went with her. So we had a couple issues that we had to face. The first one was latency issues. Sometimes the dragoons would not release their attack. They would go to kind of attack and then get overridden. So we had to deal with that. One of the things that we were dealing with towards the end was overkill. For example, once all the dragons, if we all targeted the same person, they would just all shoot and do like 300 damage when you only need to do 60 more or something like that. So another ones that we had to deal with. And pheromone trails and potential field optimization. I mean, right now we're having tons of variables, one for each kind of like thing that would affect it, and so that's one of the things we hope to implement different types of artificial intelligence things to, either using like some sort of a genetic algorithm or like going forward the neural net for the commander strategy. So. Moving forward, I think we finished about halfway through our thing, and so I think we're pretty confident how our micro is looking. It'll probably shape it better once we implement, kind of learning to change its weights over time. And next, we're going to start working on, adding small macro, having a small base, and hopefully start including training sets of data, and hopefully be ready for the competition by summer. So.
All right. Cool.